Hello viewers, make sure you subscribe to Zak RaCing right now.
Thanks Lando. Hello everybody, Zak RaCing here, welcome back to the channel and welcome to F1 22 for the first episode of my team career mode. I've been looking forward to this game so much since it got announced, and it's a bit better than F1 2021 this year. So we did drive a career on the last game, we just finished that a couple of days ago, so if you want to check that one out, go ahead. But now we're getting started on the new game, we're going to get going with my team career mode, because I've neglected my team the last 2 years since it's been the F1 game. I've given it time to develop, and now here we go. Now have an attempt on it here on the channel. So if you're looking forward to it, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video as well, share it around with anyone who might enjoy it. Right, so we'll jump in here with our entry point. We've got 3 entry points this year: newcomer, midfield challenger, and championship contender. Now I feel like it only really makes sense to start off with the newcomer, because that's what everyone's going with. So yeah, so it's fair to start from the bottom and work our way up to the top if we can.
Great, now let's set up some of the key details of your new team. We'll start with an easy one. What name would you like to give the team?
Now I've given this a bit of thought off camera, and I did come up with the name. I want to call the team, it sounds basic, I'll call it Zak RaCing. The only difference is the C is a capital letter because it goes with the channel name Zak RaCing.
Nice. Now, some kind of income stream is critical, so we need to sign a primary sponsor.
Now we need a sponsor as well, so that'll give us a bit of money to start things off.
Will pay a sign-in bonus to the team up front. This is vital to cover the early investments we need to make. They'll also provide a valuable weekly income for us. Each sponsor has a goal they want the team to achieve. If we hit that goal, the sponsor will pay us an additional goal bonus.
Alright, so we want to go for something that's achievable here, so I did take this into consideration a bit as well, but I felt like I want to go all or nothing, go big or go home for this Xenon Dynamics sponsorship there. So that's the goal for that is to earn 15 Constructors Championship points in a season. So it's a tough decision, but that's what I'm going to go for. So there we go.
Fantastic, now we've got a budget to work with. Our car won't be going anywhere fast without a power unit. So let's sign a power unit supplier now.
Let's have a look at these power unit suppliers. We've got Renault E-Tech, Repel Powertrains, new one this year, Mercedes and Ferrari. Now I chose to go with the Mercedes. It's like a nice decent balance of everything, both performance and durability, and it's a bit cheaper.
We almost have all the key partners for our team now, but we still need a teammate for you.
Okay, so the last thing we need to do now is select the teammates. This will be one of the Formula 2 drivers from last year's grid. There are a couple of decent choices in here, but I was mainly stuck between Piastri and Théo Pourchaire. Now Piastri won the F2 title, so he's quite good, but Pourchaire has the same rating, and he's also cheaper as well. So if I want to go with Pourchaire here, so he's going to be a decent choice.
Looks like we can afford this power unit supplier and teammate. Go ahead and confirm if you're happy.
Alright, just to recap then, we've got Xenon Dynamics as a sponsor, Mercedes Power Unit, and Pourchaire as teammate, and that gives us 500,000 players. That's all good.
Let's create the livery we'll be running this season. We can add more sponsors to the car as we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
Alright, now this is the fun bit. This is the bit we get to design our livery for the car. Now there's a lot of decent choices in here this year. There was a lot more than there was last year, which is always good because this new design of car means new liveries. I quite like this Mystic one here. I'll just show you around. I kind of got vibes from like the 1990 style Williams kind of liveries, but it just felt a bit more modernised. I saw last year with the Williams. This feels like a take on that. I made the changes here. We've gone for a light blue and like a yellow. Just light blue and yellow with a white trim on it. We've got a couple of different paint finishes this year. Now I decided to go with satin on each one of these because I felt like it looked better, so I make the changes here. So satin on this blue here, I think that makes it a bit shinier. It might look a bit nicer. There's night racing. Metallic was a bit too shiny, so I didn't really like that as much. So I went with satin for the blue and the yellow as well. So I mean, I was considering going with matte for the yellow because it made it look good for the blue yellow. But this gives it a more gold look, which I do like, and then. So yeah, I've done that to both the yellows there, so it all looks okay. And I'll go around here. Well, I feel like it's a very nice machine. It's something I can definitely get behind driving. Because it's got that nice little Xenon Dynamics logo on the side. We'll be able to set that up later. And then we've got our Halo sticker. I was going to go with one that said Engineered Insanity on it, but I preferred the Wayland one as my preferred example. And then last thing we've got to do now, we've got to do our team colours and our badge. So the badge here, I wanted to go for sort of the Zak RaCing logo, which I've been synonymous with, like the blue and yellow triangle, which I enjoy making so much when I first started the channel. So I rotated the triangle emblem there to be upside down, change the colours. I was also doing the background as well. So yeah, we went for a bit of a lighter blue so you can see the blue on the triangle. So all in all, I think that badge looks quite good. It's very synonymous with the channel logo. So yeah, like that. And the team colours is quite simple. Initially I was changing around and realised you could see a copy livery colours button in the bottom right. So I just hit that and there we go. That is our team colours.
Great, that's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ, and we can start our push to the top of Formula One.
Hello folks, and welcome to this, a very special edition of Paddock Pass. We're here at the headquarters of Formula One's newest team for an exclusive first look at what they will be bringing to the sport. It's always an exciting moment to welcome a new team onto the grid. However, what makes this occasion a little more special is how strikingly different the cars are this year. Yep, the long-awaited new regulations are finally here, and with them, the start of the next era of Formula One. The 2022 season ushers in a change of direction to the regulations aimed at promoting closer racing, with new aero additions in the form of swooping front and rear wings, along with the new eye-catching 18-inch low-profile tyres that will push tyre technology to the limit. So then, the question remains as to whether this team can grasp the opportunity before them with both hands and lead the charge against the rest of the paddock. We'll find out soon enough, as the new season is just about to begin. But first, let's see the unveiling of the team's car and meet the owner of the brand new Formula One team. Well, first of all, thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about 1 million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously in the intervening years. How are you going to handle the responsibilities of both managing and driving for a Formula One team? Let's talk about your teammate. Now, it's clear they're excited to have signed with you, but tell me, what is it that you think they bring to the team? So you've obviously been putting a lot of work into the car. I know it's early days, but how do you expect it to feel out there? Most of the other teams can boast years of experience in Formula One. Where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need to put you within reach of the other cars? Ultimately, your success this season is going to come down to whether you can take positions from the other drivers. What is it about your car that's going to give you that edge in those battles? And finally, with so many specialist departments working together here at your headquarters, and with such an important deadline coming up, who's getting that coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Which group do you feel the most proud of right now? Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful to get an insight from you, and of course to see around the headquarters. Thank you for today. Really appreciate it, and thank you all at home for watching as well. We'll see you very soon.
Alright, so that was the opening interview then with Will Buxton. Here we are now in the Team HQ. We've got a bit more to deal with as we did last year. Last year was R&D. We've now got a whole team to run. So the first thing I have to look at here are these team activities you have to get in before the start of the new season. Now we've got a bunch of different choices here, so some of them in terms of drivers, some of them in terms of press. We did the autofill, and one of the ones came up was the pre-season driver press tour, which I didn't like too much, but because we all got the advertisement campaign, we'll go for the driver training camp instead, because those driver training ones will improve our second driver, which in this case is Porsche Air. So we need to keep an eye on his progress and help him improve over the course of the season to keep pace with us. So we've got those two done, and it got us a decent number of research points, a decent amount of cash as well. Of course, those running costs, have to keep those down over the course of this series. Yeah, especially over the course of this first season. Before we go to the first Grand Prix, we get some aerodynamics upgrades in. Sorry, that's just some R&D upgrades in general, sorry. I said R&D. I don't know. So we've got about 1.5k research points to play with, and we spent them on two different upgrades, chassis and aerodynamics, that both done each. So those come in on Wednesday the 6th of April, just before Australia. So without further ado, then let's jump into the first race weekend of this My Team Career Mode and see where it takes us.
Hey mate, this is Mark. Just wanted to say thanks for trusting me as your race engineer. I won't let you down. The car's ready to go, but it's brand new of course, so there may be a few issues here and there. We'll be keeping a close eye on all the data from here.
So here we are then, we've been introduced to the brand new race engineer, Mark, who's a former McLaren mechanic. Unfortunately, Jeff is gone this year, so RIP to Jeff, we'll miss him a lot, but what's done is done. And now
There'll be a lack of rubber out on track, so take it easy for the first couple of laps.
In the brand new Zak RaCing machine. I'm really looking forward to it. I've never really done my team much before. Here we go now, in our first my team vehicle out onto the racetrack. Alright, so yeah, I'm not expecting much because there's a brand new handling model in this year's game to deal with the new car, so I can get to grips with that. I feel like this first race won't be brilliant, it won't be as good as what we were treated to last year, because that was the old handling model. I'm used to that one a lot more. So by the end of the season, we will win races in the McLaren we were in. But regardless, though, we're in inferior machinery, so there's not much to expect. We do need to get those 15 champions for the course of the season. We can get some of one of those over the course of this first race weekend, and that'd be really good. Go out for a lap here on hard tyres. Already, I'm struggling with the brake pedals. I've got a brand new set of wheels for PC. So regardless, though, we made our way through we did a lap here, and the first time wasn't the best. I won at 37.6, so I just wanted to do that one lap in the new machine just to see what it's like to try and get for the race. And so yeah, so not too bad, could have been a lot better, but obviously we went hard tyres, so we had a full soft tyres run there from there. And then moving back into the workstation now, I'll go back to how we always do it. Quick practice, it just saves time, gets those resource points. Of course, we won't be able to get as much as we normally do due to the fact that we're out 2 more practice sessions to play with. We'll get started here on getting some of these early targets out of the way as soon as we can. Track acclimatization, we've done that one there. We've got one more here which we'll get through on, or 2 more here we'll get through on this third category, which I didn't quite catch the name. Track time management, there we go. And we're out of time, so we'll try and go for one more on time management. Let's see if we can get it. Yes, we can. So that's 3 on time management and 1 on track acclimatization to start. And if there's last one, we'll go for that 1 on race strategy, I believe, if we can. Yeah, we'll go for this one. 16 minutes, 20 on the clock, so not the best. We'll have to move through that. We got it though, so no questions there. Track acclimatization, we'll try to get a couple more there if we can. Got that one there. Now we just need 1 more. Try and get it in race strategy, but it's only got 25% left, 1 left. So we'll go. Yeah, we'll try this one here in the middle, and 25% chance of success. We fail, so nothing changes there. But that's the end of the practice sessions. So 1 on race strategy, 2 on track acclimatization, and 3 on time management. So not too bad. And in terms of those resource points that we get, it's 600 from us and 0 from Porsche, so not much help there. But he did get us a couple of development boosts things. Well, just the one coming from our end. So there's 1 there on durability, which will definitely help us. We've got our claim list coming. We've got to keep an eye on the claim for both us and our teammate, as well as the teams combined the claim. We're already up to a claim level 2, so it's a very good start to this thing. Alright, and here we go then. Now comes the moment you've all been waiting for, the moment I've been waiting for this game to come out. Here we go though, the start of the very first race of our career. It's the Bahrain Grand Prix.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, and Russell, Bottas, Norris, Ocon, and Yuki Tsunoda, Magnussen, Gasly, Daniel Ricciardo, and Joe, Vettel, Théo Pourchaire, Fernando Alonso, they've taken a grid penalty, and Alex Albon, Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Latifi, and Cohen. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula 1 underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Alright then, here we go. This is the fun part. Lined up on the grid for the start of our very first race to team, starting from P22. I did rubbish in qualifying overall. I tried short qualifying as opposed to the one shot I normally do, but it didn't quite work out how I wanted it to. But regardless, it means we've got some more places to work up during the race. We've got our pit strategy all set. We're going to lower the fuel as always, so now it's time to get underway.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out.
There are a bunch of new settings this year in terms of safety car, formation laps and pit stops to have them in either in broadcast mode or immersive where you can do challenges and stuff. I want to see how the broadcast stuff looks.
So as all the cars reform the grids, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
All in all then, this immersive formation lap is brief, but I do like the presentation of it. We're lined up now on the grid. You see our teammate Teo Porsche had a much better qualifying than we did. Hopefully he can get a good start to his Formula 1 debut as well as ourselves. As we line up now on the grid, the very back for the start of our first ever races team. I'm very excited, my first race on this game as well. So here we go now, getting ready, lining up and taking our spot, the last spot on the grid. Only way is up for this Grand Prix. 5 red lights for the first ever race in our F122 My Team Career mode. And we're underway, and it's not the best of getaways in the run down towards turn number 1. We're keeping pace on Latifi, but he pulls away from us on the run down towards that first corner. It's a very long run to turn 1. Might have to go for a dive, try and take a couple places if we can. We go late on the brakes on the inside and towards that first corner. Someone locks in front of us. Porsche, they're already up to P12 there, I saw briefly. How's managed to get so many places already? We've gained 2 places as well. It could be 3 here to take on Mark Stroll up to P19. It's a 3 places gain in these opening corners. We'll start the future challenge. Alexander Albon is back in Formula 1 with Williams and Fernando Alonso in the Alpine. We've already hit the back of Guan Yu Zhou. We've got a little bit of wing damage that could affect us, but as I later found out over the course of the race, it turns out that the wing damage on day 1 hasn't really taken its hold just yet. We're actually able to drive the car just fine how it is, so still holding off Stroll there on the inside. No change to our pacing strategy. Meanwhile up front, Lewis Hamilton taking on Sergio Perez around the outside into turn 10 and their contact, and around goes Hamilton. He spins the car, and that is not how he wanted this retribution season to go. After losing the title to Verstappen last season, he's been pulled all the way to the back of the pack, and now the 7-time world champion has some serious work to do in this Bahrain Grand Prix. So pushing back to our perspective now, onto lap number 2. We're still chasing Albon there. The wing damage isn't really doing us much bad luck here. We're still right behind that Williams car. See if we can go for a move into one of these electric right-handers. Stay close to Williams car. Might be able to dive down the inside if possible. We're on the curb a bit there, up the inside of Albon, and that could be P17. We're still going wheel to wheel with him, side by side next to the corner. Williams gets a better drive off, and it turns out we're a lot worse in the technical order than we may have thought. I thought it'd be a bit closer, because according to the team comparison, we're around 8th or 9th. So I thought it could have been better than that. But regardless, back down to the 18th for the time being. So we have a lot of challenges in this Grand Prix. Up front, Teo Porsche still running in P12, doing very well so far in these first 4 laps. He's sliding up for some reason. Carlos hit the lap of his car. I didn't see Porsche. No problem. There's no smoke. We're pulling us over the side. So to the side of the track. No! Porsche's out of the race, and that's not how he wanted one of our cars to end this Grand Prix. And obviously our better running car. He was up in P12. He's doing so well. He is now out of the race. Up to P16 now, so I'm not sure. So someone may have pitched and Porsche's out as well. And now Lewis Hamilton's caught us on lap number 3 as we make our way down that DRS straight. We're still keeping pace with Zhou Guanyu up front. We are losing out to him as well. We fell out of DRS range here, and now a couple corners later, Hamilton's all over us. He's on the right hand side. We're already racing a 7-time world champion in these opening laps of our My Team career. What great stuff this is. Of course, it's an unlucky scenario for Hamilton, but it's brilliant news for us. We're going to go side by side with them down the main straight here. DRS now enabled once again. Hamilton's still right there on our right. He's going to have the better run towards turn 1 by our Mercedes power, keeping us with him as he charged back into turn 1 for the start lap 4. And go back to his inside if we can. Go late on the brakes. We're a little bit too deep there to turn 1. Hamilton might go on the switch back around the outside. We still got the DRS though. We're going to cut him off for the moment, and we hold on to P16 now. So Hamilton's still there. And here comes Lawrence Stroll as well. We might go 3 abreast into turn 4 if they close it enough. Hamilton behind us now, and he's not going to be very happy because he's now stuck behind ourselves and behind Lance Stroll too. Stroll's on our inside now. He's going to have a piece of this. He's up the inside. He's already in front of us. We're going to squeeze him on the curb there. He's got a bit of damage. I'm not 100% sure. We got away with it. No warnings there. Oh, that's when we cut the tap off here for footage onto lap number 6. We're coming for our first pit stop of the race, which we've done the broadcast feature.
And it looks like the pit crew are out in the lane and ready to perform their magic on the car. They're going to be aiming to achieve the fastest pit stop time possible.
So we come now into the pit lane for our first and what should be only stop of the race onto a fresh set of medium tyres. Only one more car left of ours in the running now. Got to make a front wing change as well because of that damage we received earlier, which didn't really affect us too much in the to be honest. I could have turned it off. Hamilton's going to come out in front of us, which is unfortunate. He'll definitely pull away. So again, just bad luck from us there, just for me forgetting to turn that off. So that's entirely on me. We're making our way out of the pit lane now. Make sure back come out in front of us and have size of the TP now. So we're down to P20. So this is not really how I wanted this Grand Prix to go. Of course, combination new handling model and me just not being up to spec the new game yet. So as of right now, not looking too good. We've gained 2 places in this Grand Prix. One of them off our teammates. Not the best scenario. On to that number 9 now. And Stroll has caught back up to us. He's using that DRS. The Aston Martin clearly a lot faster. And we really are a lot slower than I first anticipated. Is to make our way into left hander now. We're still alongside Stroll and making our way through that corner. We come back out in front of him. Stroll's forced to back out to make our way back to that right hander. On to that number 11. Stroll's still all over us. We managed to keep him behind, keep him at bay. For the time being, as you look now to the right hand side once again as we charge towards turn 4. He's got the edge. I have to go later on than him on the brakes again. I had to give him the room. Got a little bit wider than we might have liked. But Stroll, a bit of contact there on the back wheel to our front wheel. He's managed to get out in front of us here, so we have to stay in range of him in order to try and get him back within these next couple of laps in order to finish in P20, not have our cars both dead last in his first race. On to that number 12 now, and we're chasing him with the DRS and what's left of our battery. We've got nothing left in the tank there. Got to get better than the ERS management on this car. That sends it way too deep into turn 1, gone way wide, and Stroll going right out there alongside us. So a nice little battle here, going back and forth. Now we have a bit more DRS here. He's got a poor exit. Move to his right this time. Now we're on the inside, going towards turn number 4 and making our way into the corner. Out braking him once again, and we're on the inside. We're trying to get away from him here, but we're still side by side on the exit. Stroll getting that run with the power unit in the back of that Aston Martin machine into the right hander. He's forced to back out, so hold on to it for the time being. As we continue through sector number 2 now, and a couple more laps to go for us in order to stay in front of Lance B. Still coming right back at us with his next move. So where is he going to go? I doubt he'll go for a move into turn 10. Well, he's going to try around the outside of us. But look at things here. He's overshot way too much and he spun out. And that wasn't even through contact with us or anything like that. So it's just pure driver error, which shows clear change in how the AI operate this year, especially around Bahrain, because that's twice now where the AI have had instances all by themselves with no player input whatsoever. Has definitely shown some improvement from Codemasters. I mean, on to the final lap now. Up front, Max Verstappen, the reigning world champion, kicking off his title defence with a victory by holding off Charles Leclerc to win the Bahrain Grand Prix, the first victory of 2022 by just over 3/10 of a second in the end. And we come through the last corner now, all the way down in 20th place, and not the start we wanted with us in 20th and our teammate not even completing 2 laps. But it is what it is, and the only way is up from here.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Red Bull pulling out all the stops today. What a great win. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team.
So Red Bull with a much better start than they had in real life, taking the victory, or double podium finish for them. Verstappen winning, Leclerc in second, and Sergio Perez a couple seconds off them in third place. It'll be very interesting to see how this title battle between the AI plays out with the way that the AI are in the game this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing just how that plays out. So Verstappen, congratulations to him though for taking the victory. Good start to the season for the new world champion. So very good stuff there from him.
Max Verstappen now leads the Drivers' Championship. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Fernando Alonso, wherever he is, whatever team he's in, when is he not just brilliant? He'll give you a performance every time, just like he's done today.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings, and Red Bull take over as championship leaders. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
So in terms of the rest of the top 10 then, Sainz came in 4th place, Russell 5th, Ocon in 6th, Lando Norris in 7th place, Yuki Tsunoda 8th, Magnussen 9th and Alonso in 10th. We finished in 20th place, and Théo Pourchaire rounds of the day in 20 seconds. So definitely not the best start for our team. We need to really get things together in the opening couple of rounds in order to stand a chance against the rest of the pack. So in terms of the Drivers' Championship, then Verstappen leads the way then by 7 points to Leclerc. Perez got the extra point for fastest laps. He's in 16, so he's just 9 points out. In terms of constructors, Red Bull take the lead, Ferrari in second, Mercedes third, and us down in last place. Obviously not the best of starts, and that was expected. So looking at the team acclaim now, we gained a bit more. Teo Porchere's acclaim went down a bit, and we gained a little bit more there, but definitely not enough to go up to another level like we did last time around at the end of practice. And then in terms of money, damage deductions from Porsche's side, 10k, so 90,000 gained from this race, and that brings up to 1.22 million. So not too bad, not a bad first weekend in all honesty. We've got a personal department event. I believe this is a new thing. We've got events to sort out. I'm not sure if this is new from this year or last year. I'm not 100% sure because I didn't play my team as much. So the department has requested your attendance at today's meeting to help them resolve an issue. So let's go and see now what that's all about. It looks like it's something to do with our second driver by the looks of things. So we'll have a read of this, of what's going on. Porsche hasn't really hitting their stride in the simulator recently. Rather than zone, where should we get them to focus their development? So we've got two options here. So either improve pace or improve awareness. Now, according to that, if I'm looking at this logically, pace was quite good for Porsche. He did quite well in qualifying, but I feel like awareness for a younger driver, for like a driver at a lower rate, will be more important early on, so he doesn't make those mistakes. So we'll give him awareness. We'll give him +7 on that stat. And that's all that needs covering. So guys, that is the end of the first episode of F1 22, my team career mode. I do hope you enjoyed it. Next episode will be the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It looks like we'll have a first run with the supercars as well. So until the next video, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Continue that push to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. See you later, guys.